Japan's biggest bank, Mitsubishi Financial Group, is going to start using robotic bank tellers. That's right, the future is now, people. We've got some video of the robots they're using. This is not at the bank. This is video from a couple years ago, but these are the exact models that they're going to be using. So let's take a look.
Catch it.
Too easy, my friend.
All right, so for those of you that watch Show Off and you know I love robots, I love talking about this futuristic stuff, so let's get a little more info on the robots that they're actually going to be using. The robots are going to be called Now, although it's spelled N-A-O. They can speak up to 19 different languages. They can determine customers' emotions from their facial expressions, and they'll greet customers and can tell them about money exchanges, ATMs, opening bank accounts, or overseas remittance. So I kind of like this. This is the future. Everything is going to be robotic. You can't fight City Hall, people. It's happening. But I could understand why people might think this is a little weird. Customer service with humans is pretty terrible. So is it just going to be worse with robots? Like, how much more robotic? The humans that you talk to usually, especially you call Time Warner, sometimes I think I'm actually talking to a robot. Yeah. But it actually is a human, apparently. How do you feel about this?
Well, I'm really excited because I've been looking for a long time to meet a banker that really understands me on an emotional level. And now I realize I've just been looking in all the wrong places. So I'm going to be heading to Tokyo this weekend. You know, it might be a little bit of an issue if I wear heels, but other than that, I'm psyched. I'm full of respect for these robots.
Yeah, you're joking, but I just watched Her this weekend, and you know that was falling in love with AI.
It's true.
But I mean, that'll be the next step because AI is going to eventually be built into these things. Freaky or cool?
I mean, I think it's pretty cool. The fact that it can read facial expressions might freak me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that it makes things more efficient. I call a lot of times different places and I get the automated system, so hopefully it's not that frustrating because you have to repeat the same thing over and over and over again. They never understand you. So
why do they make you type in your phone number and then say your phone number?
That's a good question.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So if they're better than that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. What do you guys think our fascination with artificial intelligence is? I mean, we've been doing a ton of stories on this. Elon Musk, who's one of the leaders in this, just said a couple of weeks ago that he thinks it's basically going to be the downfall of human society, and he's one of the people that are actually promoting this. But we have human intelligence. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Why do we need more?
I mean, we are the Jetsons. Let's face it.
We're on our way to the Jetsons, right?
Yeah. I'd like to play Judy still, but no, it's cool, but it's also scary, and I think we are losing that element of real face-to-face human contact. Although they did describe this robot as he greets people with a hello and welcome that's really breezy, So I think that's he's kind of the best of both worlds. Like he's the smart guy, but he's like a surfer too. Do you know what I mean? So I mean. It's scary, it's cool, but we got to find a balance. How much we really need this.
So speaking of balance, every time I do any of these future stories and the robot stories, I always ask, when do you think the robots will take over? Because it seems to me, I've watched enough sci-fi movies, these robots, it's going to be good for a couple years, right? And then we're going to need Will Smith to step in and stop the evil robot entities from enslaving us. So what year do you think that's going to happen? I want a number.
Oh man, I don't know.
And this is going to be on the internet forever until the robots take it down. So
I mean, I don't want to make a prediction now because if I'm wrong, people are just be like, "See, we're wrong."
And you're very science-based, so people would want you to.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, you were talking about human intelligence and stuff, and that's something I don't have a whole lot of faith in. So it might be sooner than later that they're able to take over.
Yeah, that's interesting. So sort of as a person that believes in science and an atheist, you could, in a weird way, find more decency in artificial intelligence, perhaps? Something that was sort of in a control system?
I mean, they're not really like self-aware.
Not yet.
Yeah. But, so as far as that goes, you can't really compare.
Yeah. All right, she's not giving me a year. I want a year.
I don't think that they're ever going to take over, and this is why, because there's a weakness. They're not going to always understand that emotional level because they can only judge it by playing facial expressions. So you can always one-up them. Did you guys ever play, am I smiling or frowning? Like,
And this actually is the end scene in iRobot with Will Smith when the robot winks at him because it does learn. So.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Am I smiling or frowning?
I think you're smiling. Well, look at that. All right, there you go. Will robots take over? Let us know in the comments right down below.